What?
Just don't.
Don't what?
You know. Roll the credits.
I am. Don't worry. Good evening, everybody. Yes. I went in. I was in the makeup room about 5 minutes ago. My makeup room is a toilet. Yeah. I was brushing my hair, and the other day, I was watching somebody on Facebook, and they were in this small little room, and they were going around with a camera, going, look at my little room. And I
Oh,
don't know about it, but Mark Memphis do like broom cupboards. It looked like a broom cupboard. That was his change room, guys.
yeah,
And I
it
thought,
was
should I play
tiny.
it? And I thought, no.
It was tiny. It was very tiny room. Yeah, but
Yes,
anyway, it's still, as I said in the video, it's still show business.
yes, oh yes, oh yeah. It's
You
definitely
know,
true. You
you've
can't
got
put
to.
two, you can't put two Elvis Presleys in there, oh, can you?
You wouldn't fit two Elvis Presleys in there. You just about fit an Elvis, a costume, and anything else that they would need.
Right, a wig.
Anyway, tonight's
Right,
show.
okay. So I really want to talk about tonight. And this was not no reflection on you or take a mick or anything.
Yeah,
I
go
want
on.
to talk about love.
All right.
Right, there's two sets of love. Right, one, this set of love is where there's kind of like falling in love and kind of like and you meet a partner. The other
Yeah.
sort of love is like loving your mum or your family or whatever. So it's two sets of love. What I want to ask you is let's not talk about being here for a minute, but I want to talk about love with you. Is like when you are when you're in love with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Either if it's emotional or really in love with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
are, are you sometimes frightened to show that love?
No, no, not as a rule, not in principle. I've been in situations where I've had to, shall we say, rein it in and hold it back because it's it's not been required, shall we say.
Right.
But no, I no, I've never ever felt intimidated by love, i.e., giving love and showing love. I'm quite, I think I'm quite affectionate in my own way with the
Right.
people I
Okay.
love.
Okay. When you got like it's like your children sort of get, you love your children, and
Mm.
sometimes and a lot of people get mixed up with love really because they think, oh well, I love my children, but I love my partner more. You know what I mean? In a different, a romantic way. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Uh, I get what you're trying to say. I'm not. For me, love. Um, the love I would have for a partner is the same as the love I would have for my children.
Would you?
Yeah, uh, I'm talking about as a basic thing,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
as a basic word.
yeah.
And there's different sorts. There's different, not sorts of love, because if I say that, then I'm undermining what I mean. There are.
This is a complicated one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Tonight,
I mean, for
because
example, if I took um, my girlfriend as one example, my children. Sorry, I'll turn that around. So that looks terrible. My children as a second example. And my mum, as the third example, I would think nothing of walking down the street holding my girlfriend's hand or my children's hand, but I wouldn't really think of walking down the street holding my mum's hand, as much as I love her. You know,
would you
it's
dance with your mum at a
yeah,
party? Would you dance with your mum?
yeah. If she wanted to, yeah. And I'd dance with my girlfriend, and I'd dance with my children. I'd dance with you, Steve. I think I don't know what dancing with somebody's got to do with love, unless you're talking about tactile dancing, i.e., hugging and smooching. Do you mean that kind of dancing, or do you just mean like frugging?
Yeah.
Oh God,
Well,
no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't smooch with my mum. No,
no.
I wouldn't smooch with. Well, you see, I've got a grown-up daughter who's 30, and I've got two sons, aged 10 and 12.
What I mean is, kind of like just dance with them, but have a smooch, but not,
No, not with my
very
mum.
close.
No, I wouldn't smooch with my sons.
No.
I'd dance with my daughter in a sort of like in a smoochy way, and I have done. And
Yeah.
obviously, I dance with my girlfriend in that way as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's why I've picked up this. I know it's complicated to talk about, but I was listening to something today and thinking, what am I going to talk about? And and I thought, well, there's two sorts of love here because one love is you kind of like it's like your partner or your girlfriend. It's emotional. It's kind of you know closeness,
Mm.
and everything else to get. But there's another love where it's like a friend love or a father love that you love your children and things like that. You know what I mean? And and a lot of people actually do get things mixed up with
Yeah,
love.
I think what you're talking, or what we're perhaps talking about here, is affection, maybe.
Yeah. Affection.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'd be affectionate. I've given my mum a hug, and I would, think nothing of that. That's not a terrible thing to do. That's not, that's not something that crosses any boundaries or what have you.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, really. See, again, I think for me, um, if the love I feel for the people I love, that's quite a loaded sentence, but it's basically the same.
Yeah.
It's because love for me makes me feel secure and makes me feel safe, and it makes me feel
Wanted.
well, I'd say valued more than wanted.
Mm.
Because you see the word wanted there, you can apply that to um, especially the love that you're supposed to have with a partner or a wife or a
Yeah.
husband, and
How about belonging?
belonging.
Yeah.
Um, well, yeah, because I think that's where the feeling safe and secure comes
Yeah.
into it. It's your group. It's your kind of circle. You're most in a circle, shall we say?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can love your friends as well.
Oh yeah,
And
of course you can.
if I use that as the fourth example, I wouldn't walk down the street because I've actually got more female friends than male friends.
Have you?
Yeah, and I wouldn't walk down the street holding. Maybe my best mate is female, and I won't walk down the street holding her hand. Not that just wouldn't occur to me. That's not, no.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. But there are friends that go out together, especially females, and I don't know if you noticed, but they hold arm in arm sometimes. Have you
Mm.
ever seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and things like that, and it's all different kinds of love out there, and
Mm.
that's what I'm trying to explain and be about affection and everything. On the other hand, while we're about talking about love and everything, it's like when was the first time you ever fell in love with Mel?
Um,
I'm not
quite
trying to
quickly.
be. I'm not. This is not a
No,
joke.
no.
I'm asking you.
I'll be completely honest. It was within the first month. I said it and I meant it. I felt it, and you know,
Right?
because I think again. I mean, you can say to somebody that you know. I'm talking about if you're embarking on a new relationship, and you can blurt out "I love you" sort of thing, and you probably don't really.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about people generally. But again, with me, if that person makes me feel safe and secure and like I belong to them, they belong to me, we belong together, sort of thing. I think you can pick that up quite quickly if it's there. Um, I mean, I think in a lot of cases it probably is something that has to develop with quite a few people because, um, you know, trust and everything has to come into it, and they might have, they might be carrying a few demons around, and it sort of like stops them. But no, when I first said it to Melanie, it was within the first month, and I felt it was right, and I didn't feel it was too soon. If I didn't feel it, I wouldn't have said it.
No, no. Because a lot of people say they're falling in love with somebody, but sometimes they don't really mean it. And
Well,
you
no,
know,
because it could just be infatuation. It could be just a crush. It
yeah,
could be you could be in love with the idea of
mm,
who that person could be
I
to you,
know,
and then
I know.
as the months and the years go by, you know, the reality of the situation is very, very different. I know, and I can say that from experience. You know, that's happened to me. And I suppose as well, especially if we're talking about a partner or, you know, somebody that you're romantically involved with, you could, you know, it could be the old loins that are driving your thoughts, and you think that you love them, but you probably don't. You probably just fancy the pants off them, and
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
that's it.
I
But
know,
I think
I
as
know.
well, when you're kids, you see, um, you seem to think that you like a girl, and you're holding hands with a girl, and that means you're in love, and all the rest of it. And I think that kind of almost immaturity about love. I think some people take that with them into adulthood, and
Yeah,
they just fall in love really, really quick. And it isn't, they're not falling in love. They just they're in love with the idea of being in love, I think.
yeah. I
Because I
know
think
what.
love ultimately is a thing where you just can't imagine life without them. Um, they sort of like become they become almost integral to you, perhaps. You know, you feel that they are part of you and you're part of them. Again, that whole
Yeah,
thing of it being like a circle, an integral circle to your life.
yeah, yeah. I remember a while back when I met this girl at Butlins. This was years ago now.
Mm,
At Minehead, and we got together, and it was. I thought, when you love, when you're young, you kind of like actually fall in love, don't you? You know, you think you're falling in love, don't you?
yeah.
And she was living in Mondsbury, and I kept on writing letters to her. We were writing letters. We were
Mm,
meeting up. Then one day, I contacted her out of the blue because it was all over done with, and she said, "Oh, I'm married now." Things like that. And because I took that into my adulthood, it's not funny
it's not funny. It's yeah. Go on. I'm
because
not
it
laughing. I'm not laughing really. I just it's
it really hurt me, you know,
mm,
because it was my kind of like long lost love. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I was. It was more of an acknowledgement of what you said because I've sort of been there myself really when I was
Like you went to
younger.
Butlins and met somebody.
It wasn't Butlins, sadly. But no, but I
Oh, it
think
was
we've all.
Pontins.
It wasn't Pontins. It was.
Avon.
No, I shan't be drawn. She might be watching.
Oh, no, it's where it was. It was David Black's show, wasn't it? Elvis's show.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it, yeah.
it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was
Anyway,
a meat raffle. It was at the meat raffle.
all right.
Anyway, yeah. No, but I think like I said, the smile I gave, it wasn't to belittle what you're saying. It was more of an acknowledgement of yeah. I think we've all done it, Steve. I think we've
Yeah,
all
no,
been there,
I know it's bad, isn't it?
and it's
I
awful at
even,
the time. It's awful
I
at the
know.
time.
Then you get let down, don't you? You get let down.
Yeah, but it's your own. I think you don't. I don't know if you get let down by the person as such. I think it's probably your own expectations,
I know, I
your own
know.
hopes and dreams
You know
that have.
what? Do you know what? This afternoon I was interviewing somebody. I could have put, I was in love. I was
Mm.
in love with Beth,
Well, yeah.
and yeah, and she said she's got this bloke now. They're happily
Mm.
together, and I was, my heart just went dropped, and I thought, oh no, it's not nice, is it?
Unrequited love never is nice.
I know,
It
I
never
know.
is. But unfortunately, you need two to tango.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it.
Anyway, that's it
But
now.
but I'm only joking. But the trouble is, love is the trouble is when you do. It's like you, right? It's like me. I'm in love with my wife. I joke about a lot, but I love my wife more than anybody, anything.
Hmm.
And the trouble is, I love you too, Mark.
Oh,
Right?
I
And
love, I love, I love you too, Steve. There you go.
I do love Mr. Wig, and too. And I love a lot of people actually. Right? We laugh at that.
I'm not laughing. It's a nervous laugh.
All
Doesn't
right.
doesn't mean anything. It's just because I don't know what else to
All right. Okay. Okay.
do.
Okay. Show's laughing like how are you? But but
No, no.
no, I'm not going to say no more. Don't worry. But the trouble is, with any sort of love, okay, even if it's compassionate or kind of like just friendship type thing,
Mm.
you know, do you think if it's compassionate, do you think we need to give it 100%, or do you think, well, let's lean on and kind of like work out the relationship? Because a lot of people these days, I was reading something the other day. In 2019, 43,000 divorces in the UK. 43,000 people
Mm.
got divorced in the UK because they rush into they rush into marriage and don't know what marriage is all about or a relationship.
Yeah,
You know, 43,000, shocking it.
it is. I think I think one of the most basic needs that any person has, whether it's a child or an adult, is to be loved and to give love. And that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Um, and I think that um, I think that we're victims of our own expectations sometimes, and we're also victims of other people's expectations. I think that I don't know. Life seems quite frivolous and superficial sometimes.
are you a needy person?
No, no, not needy.
No.
Um,
Do you look?
although,
Do you
yeah, go on.
look for attention in your like
No,
from your missus?
no, no,
No.
no.
Right. Okay.
Because um, I feel that I get what I need and what I want from her anyway. It's not so that whole thing of trying to, you know, get
Yeah.
more attention or I get a
Yeah.
lot and what I get is enough.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's kind of like the trouble is sometimes when we kind of like looking for that love,
Mm.
it's so difficult sometimes because you know it's choosing the right partner, choosing all the right friends because you're afraid. Because if you've been hurt in the past,
Mm.
you're afraid to go into another relationship with somebody because you're afraid to be hurt again. Do you think so?
Yeah, I think that's definitely true for a lot of people. When I came out of my second marriage, 2.5 years ago now, although I was quite scarred by what happened, I actually wanted to just cast my net out, shall we say, to see who was out there and if I really was the worthless, undesirable, blob of flesh that I was made to feel for quite a long time. And you know that was. I'm not saying I wanted validation or anything, although I probably did, if I'm completely honest. I just wanted some, I think, reassurance, perhaps more than validation, because I knew I wasn't all of those things I was made to feel. But I just wanted to be reassured, perhaps, that it wasn't, because I didn't need somebody to tell me that, I wasn't this or I wasn't that, because I didn't really believe it myself, although I did I was in that second marriage for
Wow.
quite a while.
Mark, all I can
yeah.
say is this: at the end of the day, don't take the notice of people what they think of you. At the end of the day, you're a good man, and it's nice to know you. And I think you're funny. I think you're very funny. And if people say bad things about you, then tell them to go away because you're a top bloke, and
Oh,
I
thank
think
you.
you're okay. But before we go, Mark, I'd like to show you a
Mhm.
video.
Okay.
Okay.
Carnival legend. Was born of humble means in Tupelo, Mississippi. Through dedication, hard work, sheer force of will, and God-given natural ability, he became known simply as the king of rock and roll. For one night only, welcome to the Carnival Valor stage, Elvis Presley! What you gonna do now that let's sing. Boom, boom, bang. But now you turn to the thing that's right. Presley.
Dear me.
Well, there you go. You did a good
I've
job.
seen
Bruce.
I've seen some sights in my life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, wait a second.
What the hell's this?
Oh, no,
Oh
that's okay.
my dear Lord.
No, you're right. Sorry.
So
Right,
what did you make of that performance then?
Well, yeah, lovely.
It was good, wasn't it? It was good.
It reminded me of Elvis Stardust and
Elvis Stardust.
yeah, it reminded me of Elvis Stardust and
Elvis Stardust, right? Okay.
and Cliff Richard.
A bit of Cliff Richard there. Could you imagine him on the Southend Pier? That's the question.
Well, yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah.
And what if it was a high wind? Well, we all know what could happen, don't we?
Well, if he was on the South End Pier and if it's a high wind, well. Right, guys, I've got to go because I'm going to be banned in a minute. Yes, we were talking about flying a kite actually.
We were, yeah.
And then it printed a wig on it or something. You know what I mean?
Who loves you, baby?
Oh, yeah, baby. I gotta go now, baby. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'll see you later. Don't forget, guys, I'm going to be back in about 3 minutes. If I don't get banned, that is. And we've got a lovely with Scott and brilliant singer, really good. And he's going to play some guitar tunes for you. And well, I'll sit back and make myself a wig. So there you go, guys. I'm going to be back in 3 minutes' time. Love you, Bye-bye.
Bye, boy, lollipop. Bye.
Bye, lollipop.